And for someone that had a very difficult pregnancy, I had this hope that okay, when I see my baby, it will all make sense and it will be worth it. So when I saw my baby, I I, don't know, I just I don't know how to explain it. I was numb. I didn't feel anything. He wasn't buying me gifts and he wasn't appreciating me enough. I don't know if I expected him to go and write my name on the clouds and say, Rita, thank you for giving birth to this beautiful baby girl that looks so much like me for me. And so this kind of a chill chit chat, and I'm trying to get comfy for this video. So the reason why I decided to film this video, by the title you already know what I want to talk about. I was going through Instagram today and then I saw the video and I was really upset by it. I think I'll check for it and show it to you guys. Well, this lady just gave birth and I don't know if it's her friend or her sister, but someone was holding the baby and then the person was giving the baby to her. She was on a wheelchair, so she just got wheeled out from the labor room and the person was giving the baby to her and she was like, I don't want it, something like that. And then the lady smiled at the person making the video and still gave it to her and still tried to want to like forcefully give it to her. That kind of, they know that she's going to reject it, so they just want to make a video out of it or something like that. That's what it looks like, or it looks like. And then I went to the comment section and I saw many people writing you shouldn't, they're so scared of leaving, they shouldn't leave this baby with her, and maybe it's not the gender that she wants, this, that. People had a lot to say and it was also annoying because first of all, I think I need to read out my comments for you guys to see. I wrote that may God not allow me to surround myself with people that will make video of me at my weakest moment, and also for people that will not try to understand me, because it was very easy. If you if the first time she gave her the baby and she saw the lady's reaction, she would have just used style to hold the baby and then, so what's the purpose of the video and what's the purpose of making it and posting it online to make her seem like a bad person or a bad mom? Like, what was the purpose? So that brings me to this video, or to this topic I want to talk about. Hey guys, if you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Rita. If you're a returning subscriber, hello besties. Thank you for stopping by or for coming back. I'm a mom. I'm a new mom actually. My daughter is 6 months old and not so new. 6 months old, and I had my baby girl, or my blessing, VICS C-section, yeah. So when I first gave it to my baby, if you've seen that video, I had like a traumatic and a very horrible childbirth. Um, yeah, I had my birth plan, and it didn't go as planned. They say if you make plans and God just laughs or something like that. I don't know what that saying is. But yeah, so I had my plan on how I wanted to have my baby. I had videos that I would make, and like it was so smooth. My birth plan was so smooth for me, but it did not work as planned. And then life happened. I had my baby, and yes, like I said, and we had some complications. She was not breathing. You need to see that video anyway if you want to know everything that happened. You need to watch that video. Anyway, to cut the long story short, I had this expectation that when I see my baby, I'll forget about all the pain. I had a very hard pregnancy also, so you know this, like, everything mothers talk about is, don't worry, when you see your baby, all the pain disappear, all your fears, like how you felt before the baby, like everything, sha. So I was expecting this exploding feeling of love, and they also said you feel this love like you've never felt before, and like everything was just like a fantasy. It was just like a fairy tale. So I could not wait for this fairy tale. I could not wait to feel that love that I've never felt before. I could not wait to feel that, yeah, this is mine. Like, so I have this high expectation. Like I said, for me to have a birth plan, and I've already planned out the videos I want to make and things I want to do, you should know what this expectation was like for me. So, and for someone that had a very difficult pregnancy, I had this hope that, okay, when I see my baby, it will all make sense and it will be worth it. So when I saw my baby, I, I I don't know how to explain it. I was numb. I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel sad. I didn't feel fulfilled. I didn't feel this love that everybody described. I didn't feel anything. I was waiting to feel something. I didn't feel anything. And that first day, I remember telling myself when they showed me that, okay, is this your baby? After all the struggle because she wasn't breathing, and after trying to make her breathe and everything, I felt like, okay, maybe I wasn't feeling anything because I was waiting for them to bring her back, and I was praising God in my heart, and maybe that's why I wasn't feeling anything yet. So when they brought her and they said, this is your baby, it didn't even help that she looked exactly like her dad. As if my first thought was, the only thing that I know I thought about when I saw my baby was, what the fuck? After going all this stress, you chose to look like your daddy. Like, you didn't even pick one thing of mine. The first day, she didn't look like, the color, the lips, the eyes, everything was like her father. The hair, everything was like her father. Like, there was nothing. If that baby was not mine, if that baby did not come out of me, I would have asked for a DNA test that minute. She didn't look like me whatsoever. So I was, so I felt, okay, maybe that's just the reason. And then the trauma of being scared that I'm going to leave the labor room or the theater without my child, and maybe that was the reason. I don't know, but I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel anything. The next day, I couldn't wait. After I went to the ICU, so let's say they finished sending me up by 3. I went to the ICU around 3:34. So the next morning, I could move to my room because we had like a private ward. So I could move to my room, and I didn't stay. So it was within 24 hours. I went to the nursery, and she was admitted at the neonatal ward because she wasn't breathing, like I said, and they had to resuscitate her and stuff like that. So she was just there for them to check if she's fine and everything. So I went down there to see her, and I still did not feel anything. Yes, don't get me wrong, I was excited that she's alive, and I was grateful to God. I think the only thing I felt was being grateful to God. But I was waiting to feel that spark, that love, that thing that they said I will feel. That love that I've never thought of before. I was waiting to feel it. The love I feel for my daughter right now. That was what I was waiting to feel, and I wasn't feeling it. I remember asking my husband when he came to the hospital that, babe, what's up? How do you feel? Like, as soon as you saw the baby, how do you feel? That his face, like, just looking at him alone, you know how he felt. Before he started describing, God, I felt something I've never felt before. I felt like I can actually die for this baby. I felt like she's one, and don't be offended, but I feel like she's one person apart from you that I can actually protected my life. Like, I can actually, she's one person that I feel like I can put before you. Something like that. That's what he said. And I was like, you feel that way? Like, you feel, he said, I can't even explain. Like, I just felt this love as soon as I just set my eyes on her. And I was like, okay. And you could see it the way he spoke and his smile and his fulfillment. I was excited on how he felt, but I couldn't really relate. And I couldn't really say anything at that moment because I was feeling so bad. And my husband is a very, very open person. He's not a judgmental person. I can say whatsoever to him, and I will not feel like I'm being judged or something. I can be vulnerable. I'm someone that is very difficult for me to be very vulnerable. So he's someone that I can be vulnerable with. I think he's the only person I can actually be vulnerable with, and I will not be scared of judgment. So I told him that I think it was the second day after I've gone to see my baby. She was still at the neonatal ward, and still at that ward, now let me shock you guys. I At this second day, I've not held my baby. I've seen her, I've touched her, but I've not cuddled her. I've not even tried to breastfeed her. So the second day, I told my husband, after going to see her in the morning, I was going there about every 3 hours. Yes, with my surgery. So I told my husband that I don't know, I'm not feeling that spark. I'm not feeling anything. That's what I told him. He was like, are you serious? I said, yes, I'm not feeling anything. And he just smiled and said, just give it time. That was what he just said. And I was like, okay. In my head, I was already going, hope this is not a sign of depression. Like, and I don't want to feel like, at first I felt like, am I a bad person? I think, I cannot remember, but I think I asked my husband if it's a bad thing that I don't feel anything. And he was like, it's not a bad thing, just give it time. That's the thing he said. And I just said, okay, fine. The third day, that was when I held her for the first time. I held my baby girl for the first time, and I don't know, the feelings just came rushing. Like, I started feeling all emotions at once. I was happy, I was sad, I was everything. And when I left her, I was missing her, and I could not wait for the next 3 hours to go spend time with her. And I was in a hurry. Give me my child, I want to leave the hospital. So my point is, I didn't feel anything for the first 2 days, and it took me 3 days, and it took me holding my child for me to feel something. And now I know I love her to death. Like, I can do anything for that baby girl. I can. Like, let me borrow my husband's word. Something he said was, I can actually kill. In this life, I felt, he said, how did he put it? I thought I would not be able to do anything. Like, in this life, I never thought I'll be able to commit murder, something like that, because my husband is very, very, he's very, very empathetic. He said, but for this girl, I now will commit murder, and then I'll be proud to go to jail for it. Something like that. I can't remember what he said, but that was when I felt. And at times, and some women, I don't know, they shame women. And then coming online and following some mommy's group, I found out that I wasn't alone, and some people go as far as 3 months, because sometimes they fall right into depression afterwards. Now, I don't know why you think you have the right to shame someone that went through so much pain. Sometimes it's the trauma from the birth. First of all, People have plans. Nobody wants to go through so much pain. I've seen women that now they have issues with their bladder, and it is something that they've been going through for years. Some women got diabetes through pregnancy. Some women have some illness that they cannot get rid of because of pregnancy. I remember one lady refused to carry her child at that neonatal ward. When she came to see the baby, she didn't even come till like after I think 3 days. And when she came, she didn't even want to. She just looked at her and they were like, "We did not touch her." She said no, and she left. And then later I found out that I think I saw her at the ward when I went to see someone, and she had this extreme tear. She had this very, very bad tear, and they had to admit her for almost 2 weeks. So some people had this bad trauma. Like, to give birth vaginally is not as easy as some people make it seem. It's not even as safe. Let's be frank. It's not because I'm a CS mom. CS is very, very painful. I will not come here and sugarcoat it for you. It's very, very painful. But at least there are some complications. Like, now I'm talking about elective CS, because there are different types. There are 2 types of CS. I'm not talking about emergency CS. I'm talking about elective CS. At least it's controllable. There are many people. I've seen so many at the hospital. I saw so many women that went through that gave birth through vagina, that had so many issues. So you don't expect the woman to go through excruciating pain, and then maybe at that moment she's not reacting the way you expect her to react. Yes, children are a blessing, and those their sweet face and their little toes and everything about them is so sweet. They give you this unexplainable joy. They're effortlessly funny. Like, they're sweet. But you don't expect, if she doesn't react the way you want her to react, why don't you give her time? Why don't you try to understand what she went through? Because you can't even really understand. You can only empathize. You didn't go through it. You're not the one that just gave birth. So why don't we try to be kind to women that just gave birth? Even if it takes her 4 months, try to be kind. I know it's not easy. Because I remember I went through I didn't go through postpartum depression. Thank God for my support system, my husband, my mom, my mother-in-law, my siblings. Thank God for all these amazing people in my life. I'm so grateful that I had a great support system. What about those that don't have great support system? How are they supposed to cope? Sorry, let me check my mic to make sure I've not been speaking to myself. So, if you don't have great support system, how are they supposed to cope? I went through postpartum rage. I didn't know what was wrong with me. At the point, I thought I think I quarreled with my husband that he wasn't buying me gifts and he wasn't appreciating me enough. I don't know if I expected him to go and write my name on the clouds and say, "Rita, thank you for giving birth to this beautiful baby girl that looks so much like me, for me, and I'm grateful." I don't know what I expected, or a grand gesture. I don't know what I expect. See, I'm using fan and AC. I don't just know what's wrong with this AC. It's not blowing as it should. So I don't know if I expected so much more from him, but I don't know. I just felt like he wasn't appreciating me as much. See, my husband got me a car. This car that I'm in right now. My husband got me this car as my pregnancy present. He got me a new iPhone as my push present. So I don't know. I remember quarreling with him one day, and I don't know why I was quarreling with him. And he asked me, "Why are you so mad at me? What is the problem?" I thought I was assisting you as much as I can. If I'm not assisting you as much as I should, it's because I'm just doing the best I can. And I was like, You're not appreciating me as much. He could not understand, but he did not want to argue with me. And I said, you don't get me gifts like you usually do. And I remember him getting me, I said, it doesn't matter how little. I remember him getting me something almost every day. Whenever he goes, I say, okay, this is what he get me: cake, get me ice cream, he get, just because. And then, but still, I still found a reason to be upset with him. And then I realized, like, after going back and forth for I think about 2 weeks, I realized that, oh, this has nothing to do with him, this has something to do with me. I need to just take my time and find out what's wrong. And then I realized that because I wasn't co-sleeping with our baby, that at that moment I realized that it was stressful for me to wake up and feed her, wake up and then feed her again, and it was so stressful. So I said that, oh, I'm going to co-sleep with this girl. It will be easy. Actually, I spoke to my elder sister and she told me it's easier because you can just, instead of standing up fully, you can just put the breast in her mouth. She's not going to choke, don't worry. And then it will be easier for you, because that standing up is stressful. Even if you're awake on the bed, because you're not standing up, it's less stressful. So I found out what my problem is, and then I also tried to realize, I also tried to take time to study myself every week, find out like ways I can actually, since my partner is very supportive, I shouldn't neglect him. So I try to talk to him and find out ways that I'm neglecting his feelings or I'm not trying to be there for him and stuff like that. And then sex is surprisingly one thing that really helps to move through the stage. Now, because of the trauma you went through and everything, you might not want to have sex, but if your partner is always there and then you find out, resolve whatever issue is the reason why you're unhappy or depressed, or if you cannot do it on your own, I think you can go to your doctor. I think there are medications that can help. At this point, you just need anything that will help you to make sure that your marriage does not suffer, you as a person does not suffer, and your relationship does not suffer. And then you just prepare your mind. See, self-care is something that is now 6 months later that I'm trying to pay attention to myself. I've done my skincare, I've not even started using it, but I gave myself time. I even gave myself 1 year. I said I will look the way I want, I'll wake up when I want, and I'll do things that are fulfilling for me. See, I'm going to make a video about that, about the time I wake up. I'm not used to saying more. Stop it. My husband is an early riser, which has helped us in a way. So I'll make a video more about that, to talk about this. This is not what this video is about. So let me just end this video here because it's getting too long. So let's just be kind. Let's try our best to be kind, even if you cannot see until you've been in that shoes, you really cannot understand how somebody feels. So just try to be kind. If you cannot understand, it's not your place to understand. Just try to be kind, and let us pray. Let's pray to God. Let wicked people, let heartless people not surround us. Let them not use our weakness against us. Let them not try to make us a bad person because of our situation or the place that we find ourselves in. Depression is real. Postpartum anxiety is real. Postpartum rage is real. So because you had smooth pregnancy. I remember that time, if my elder sister never had like a hard pregnancy, maybe I would have assumed that I was being lazy. That was why I had a hard pregnancy. My elder sister is one of the most hardworking persons I know, and she had a very hard pregnancy. That's how I knew that I wasn't being lazy for having it difficult. So because you had it smooth does not mean that the other person is lazy or the person is a bad person, or like, please stop it. Try to be nice. Try to be nice. Try to be kind. It doesn't take anything to be kind. It will not take anything from me to be kind. Kind people are the happiest. Try it. You might feel better. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Mama, if you don't like your child, or if you don't feel anything, it's normal. You're not the only person. You're not the first, and you'll not be the last.